Hello, I think we are live. Happy Saturday morning. It is time for some crafting. So I'm going to watch for comments over here. If you pop on, please say hello and let me know what you're up to this weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful weather here in the Chicago area, so hopefully I'll get outside a little bit and enjoy that, but I'll be doing some crafting because it is time for fall decorating. And although I love summer, fall decorations are really pretty awesome. I gave you a teaser yesterday that I had twine, 2 colors, and my handy dandy hot glue gun, which the battery died, so I've got my small one instead of the one that was in the picture, but that's okay. And I tried last night the white twine that I had, and it's too soft. It won't hold the shape that I want. So that's out of the question. It's not as stiff as a normal jute twine is. So that didn't work. But I'm going to go to the craft store today too and see what other things I can find that might be fun to use to make little pumpkins. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me tilt you down so you can see what I'm doing, and we'll get started. I think, boy, there we go. I think that's okay. All right, so I did a couple already. We need 4 of these little guys, and a cinnamon stick, and some hot glue, and we will make pumpkins. So fun. So I've already done 2 because I wanted to see how it was. I actually, instead of the white, since that wasn't working, I pulled out thicker jute as well. So I've already done 4 of the little, I don't know what you even would call these little things. I've done 4 of the sides of the pumpkin, I guess, so that we just have to put that one together. And I think it'll be okay. I made it a little bit higher on my hand, so it's a little bit bigger because I like different sizes. So we're going to make 2 more of these, and then we're going to hot glue. And then we're going to figure out what we want to do for embellishments. Not that you need them, because it's going to be super cute without. So I don't know, even though I've made 2, I'm not quite sure how much of twine we need, so I'm just going to do that. And then we'll get started. So I leave a little bit of a tail because we need to tie that little pumpkin side together. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, and then I'm going to wrap around I did the front of my fingers for this size. So hopefully I'm in the same place I was last night. And I'm going to wrap around 25 times with this size. So I'm going to not talk, otherwise I'm going to lose count. Now, I don't know that it needs to be perfectly 25. I think we're just kind of playing around. And then I'm going to cut and leave myself a little bit of room. So then I'm going to take this little tail that I left, and I'm going to put it underneath, if I can get it. And then I'm going to take this side and go the other way. The hard part is getting in between your fingers, because you've tied them together essentially. And I'm going to go one more time with this longer one. All right, and then we're going to tie just a couple knots. So I'm going to try to slide that off without, there we go. Now I can use fingers to tie knots. So I'm just going to do a couple. I'm going to snip off the little tails. All right, one more, and then we'll actually see how they come together. Let out some twine. So I've been watching different reels and videos and stuff, so I found this on a reel. And I know probably other people have already made these. I have not, so I thought it would be super fun to try. And then I found a couple of other things. So this week I think is going to be like, let's make crafts with stuff you have around your house. Or your craft room if you're a crafter. So again, leaving a little bit of a tail. And then, it wasn't my plan, but as I was looking for videos, I found some cute things. So, all right. was 14. No, I need my tail. I think I have 1 or 2 more. All right. Cut this guy there. And then, like I said, we're going to take this tail and go under this way, and then the other one and go the opposite way. The second one I didn't quite turn out as good, but hopefully it'll be okay. I'm going to go one more time on this one. All right. And then, yeah, if I can get my fingers out. There we go. And tie some knots. I sure hope this turns out, you guys. I was actually on a Zoom, not a Zoom, messenger call last night with the lady that I joined chalk with, and then she left to do, she's still crafting and creating, but different stuff. But we were on and we were doing burlap flowers. Oh, that was an adventure as well. I can show you those at the end. They're kind of cute. I didn't have all of the right supplies, so I improvised. She had everything she needed, and I think it worked pretty okay. All right, so now we have our 4 sides of the pumpkin, and we have our cinnamon stick, and I turned my glue gun on. Is it hot? Yes. All right. So, here we go. I'm going to put some hot glue on the pumpkin side, and then I'm going to attach it to the cinnamon stick, hopefully. Good morning, Patty. We are making little pumpkins. That should stand up okay. With jute, twine, and cinnamon sticks and hot glue. So what I did, since you just popped on, you probably missed it, but I wrapped the twine around my hand, my fingers, and then tied it in the back, and then we're just going to glue them together and kind of fan them out. So I'm going to make sure that took okay. That's one. Come on, glue gun, come play. And we're going to do all 4 sides, and then we'll kind of fan them out, see how it looks, and then decide what embellishments we would like to put on. So there's side 2. Last night when we were making those burlap flowers, I had put on my little glue gun, or hot glue, little thimble things to protect my fingers. Man, I couldn't work with them. So I guess I'm just going to have burnt fingers. All right, this time I'm going to glue this stick, because that was not as easy as the first one was. Let's see. You can kind of see it coming together. Press down here a little bit more. It's kind of crooked. And then it's super cute just as is, but I'm going to embellish it a little bit. So we're going to decide. So you can help me. There's no cinnamon stick available over here. All right. Well, improvisation is the key to crafting, I believe. All right. I'll just let that guy, let me not burn myself, although it wouldn't be the first time. All right. I think that's all right. They all attached, and then we're just gonna kind of spread these out. Cute. This guy's a little looser, so I may, what will I do? I don't know if I can kind of maybe glue those inside a little bit. Let's see if that works. Not so much. Okay, I will admit this is my very first attempt, and I'm not sure I made them all exactly the same size, but I think it's pretty cute. Yeah, this one's bugging me. I'm gonna have to try and squish it down, maybe with like a, you know what, maybe when I'm gonna put a little bow on, I think maybe I can, yeah, it's kind of lopsided now that I'm looking at it. So, key tip would be to make them all the same size. So maybe doing 2 and 2 wasn't, because it seems to be like 2 and 2 are the same size, but not all 4. So do them all at the same time so you make sure they're all the same size. But I will try to like smush these in a little bit when I put the embellishments on. All right, so that's that one. I'm going to set it aside for now. Then, like I said, I did the 4 bigger ones. That's true, Patty. They're lopsided in nature. Yeah, I'll go with that. All right, we're going to try the bigger one and see what happens. So I'm just going to pull out another cinnamon stick, and I'm going to go a little bit bigger, I think, because I like that one. All right. Let's see how these turned out, because these I did do all at the same time. So this should be about, although I don't know how these are going to glue onto the stick. All right, we'll try. We're learning. You won't know unless you try, right? So I'm just going to hold that for a second. Yeah, see, it's maybe if I do this again, what I should do is tie with thin jute instead of the big one. Yeah, these are not holding quite as well. No, they're coming off. All right, that's a failed attempt. I may take these apart and just tie them with the smaller jute, and hopefully that'll help me glue them on. All right, we're not going to spend time doing that. I do like the bigger size. So let's see what let's see what happens when we do that. All right, so then let's get back to embellishing. So I think what I was thinking was taking a little fabric scrap, maybe doing a little bow. I have little I don't know, little berries and things from a fall pick that I had, so I kind of like that as well. I have a little leaf from my, like this one, from my hot glue. Yeah, it's kind of small, but maybe 2. Should I put 2 on? Maybe. Then the other thing, and I'm not entirely sure, I better shut the hot glue off, is, and I was thinking more for the big one. I have these little tags, and I was gonna like darken it up and then put something on them, and I hadn't decided what. So what do you think? Should we just go with a bow and the stems on this one and leaves, and then maybe when I try the big one again later, I'll try these. Yeah? All right. think that is what we'll do. So then the question is, do I put this on first and then that stuff? No, I think I put this on last. I needed the hot glue. That's why I hadn't shut it off. These are probably too long, although maybe it'll help me. Yeah, they're too long. I was gonna say maybe it'll help me with that crazy lopsidedness. So we're just gonna cut that one there. Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you for the input. I appreciate it. Okay. I'm wondering if this is a way for me to get that part kind of smushed in a little bit. Let's try. Still might be too long. Oh, and I have a little, they are not wanting to stay. I still haven't burned myself, so that's a good thing. Okay, that's better. I just have a little piece of wire, and I'm going to make, you know how they have the little curly Q vines? We'll make a little curly. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Do I want leaves? I don't know. Maybe I just need one. I'm going to go with one for now. I can see what I'm doing. You can't. No leaves? Sorry, it's already on. I'm going with one. Okay. I think that's good. We'll tie this little guy. Gosh, it's hard to see in there. Maybe if I make my loop big to start with. There we go. Might need a longer piece of scrap material. So I'd like these to be a little bit longer. All right, there we go. That's it. A little doggy. That would go with last week's theme. What do you think? Do you like it? We'll kind of fluff these out a little bit. Thanks for hopping on. I hope you have a great day. And I will see you here next week at 10:08 in the morning. Take care. Bye.